This is Buy, Hold, Sell, brought to you by Tab. We're on, and we are on, Chief.
We're on, fan.
Weekly in 2026, a new show, straight to the point, trade advice, straight to the point, team advice, and of course, a mailbag segment. We're going to take questions from our loyal Lair listeners, give them what they want, help them through their SuperCoach dilemmas.
Absolutely. Sometimes in the main show, we don't really get the chance to go through a heap of questions. We've got so much content to get through, so we thought we'd have another Lair, essentially, fan. Now, we've got rid of 5 names. He might pop in and out, depending on if he's available on a Tuesday. But coming at you on a Tuesday, we are going to be doing buy, hold, sell, hopefully, weekly, Phantom.
Yep, some people say we do talk too much. Don't get to the point in the famous Lair. That's why some people love us. That's why we are different. But this show, all about the names.
Straight to it? Well, should I get straight to it then, Phantom?
Who are we buying?
My buy.
Who's your money on?
This is my biggest buy of the preseason. We've seen opening round, and it's Christian Petrarca. Drops a 170 in opening round. He's undeniable now. Now, he was an option for many of us before, but dropping a 170, you can't ignore that. But Phantom, I'm throwing in another name that maybe is a little bit harder, a little bit easier to ignore, based on his past. But Clary, another cast-off demon, 121 himself. They combined for over 300 SuperCoach points. Are you interested in either of those? I mean, Petrarca's a lock, but what about Clary as well?
Petrarca is a lock. I was trying to hold off, but brought him on team. With that in his score, you just have to pick him to start, have to fit him into that forward line. Clary was good. I did watch that game closely. I'm just not sure. I'm happy to probably give it a little bit, see how he goes the first couple of weeks. Good price, but not a great price. Not cheap enough, I don't think, to just pick him off that. Happy to wait and see. Could you make 100K by dumping down a 600K premium if he does do it in the next 3 weeks? I reckon that's the go.
Phantom, I'm going to jump straight in for another buy before you can say anything, because I'm just going to go again at another player. Now, on the other side of that, somebody coming across to Melbourne from St Kilda, Jack Steele. He's going to replace those 300 SuperCoach points going out. He's coming straight in, under 10% owned. In fact, he's only 6% owned the last time I checked. Is Jack Steele being underappreciated here by SuperCoaches, having come across, and he's the only guy really left there at the Demons?
6% might be overappreciated for Jack Steele. I think he's past it from SuperCoach, Chief. I get someone needs to make it up. I reckon it's going to be the kids at the Ds, and I reckon that's what they have to do.
Well, he's a buy for me still. I'm still looking at one of him or Clary possibly in my midfield. We'll wait and see if he makes my team. Either of them make my team before lockout. Who's your buy?
One guy I'm looking at in the midfield, hadn't picked him. He's come in after opening round. Tanner Bruin from the Cats. Passed the eye test absolutely with flying colours. He's cheap, 276K. It's easy to forget this guy is a big football talent. 91 SuperCoach points in his average already. We want our mid-price stepping stones to make 150K at a minimum. With that 90-point score already in his average and his ability to sort of win the ball on the outside, which is what we saw against the Suns. I think he's pushing the must-have territory in the midfield, helps with that structure, helps with the lack of rookies that are coming through.
Yeah, not in my team yet, only due to his buy round.
Forget the buys.
The eye test, the eye test passed with flying colours, and
Best
the role
18, Chief.
The role's exactly what we wanted, isn't it?
Best 18.
We're still going for buys. Do you want to go again?
Buy rounds. We don't care about buy rounds. We do care about my buys. Nick Dacos.
Yep.
Doesn't need much of an introduction. Had 41 on the weekend. Could have 60 against the Crows on Saturday night. We know the Crows have struggled or maybe been reluctant to try to stop him directly. They're going to have to if they're going to chalk up a round 1 victory at the MCG. Marcus Bontempelli's made his way out. Might get a bit of mention on the show a bit later, but Nick Dacos comes in a little bit cheaper. Probably underscore potentially against the Saints on the weekend. Those scores will come. I'm saving the money. Is this the year he becomes a 120-point man, the 120-point man in SuperCoach that we know he's eventually going to be? I think so.
Yeah, he's on my watch. He's a guy that probably, I mean, he's in enough teams already, but he's one that I'm struggling to decide on, fan. And if you didn't catch our team reveal, go check the previous podcast. But
one premium in my side,
not currently in mine. And I probably have to have a hard look at myself not having Nick Dacos in there, especially if you think he's going to go ham on your Crows.
That's not your only issue. If you want to go check out that team.
My other buy, we're going to get through all our buys first here, and there's plenty after opening round, but this guy also showed huge signs that he's going to be a top end premium defender, as he has been for the last few years. But Jack Sinclair, 143 SuperCoach points, a player that he's going to be replacing possibly in our hold or sell, depending on which way you look at it. But Jack Sinclair's come straight into my team after that huge performance.
So look down the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lie to the people, loyal Lair listeners. Who is the number one SuperCoach scoring defender in 2026? Is it Jack Sinclair? Say it.
Yes, it's Jack Sinclair.
Number one. One game.
Jack
You've
Sinclair,
overreacted after one game.
Jack Sinclair's the number one defender in SuperCoach this year.
You've overreacted after one game.
Yep.
Like 2 weeks ago,
I've seen enough.
Zaya Wanganeen-Miller was the number one scorer in the whole comp.
Yep.
Now he can't even get a look in defence.
Yep. Well, he's got the role that Naz did what he did last year, essentially. I mean, we saw Naz moving in the midfield. Let's talk about Naz a bit later, though, Phantom. Have you got any more buys for us?
Got to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Rookies. We know the rookies are the backbone of any good SuperCoach team. Jai Sarong from the Swans. We saw him dominate in the VFL, won Box Hill Hawthorns reserves, back-to-back BNFs in the past 2 seasons. Gone to the Swans. We thought he might have the opportunity in defence. Then it turns out on a wing as well. Won plenty of the footy up and down the SCG on Thursday night. 77 SuperCoach points already in his 3-round cycle. The price rise cycle that we know is so important in our SuperCoach cash cow. So 119K, an absolute lock. You have to start him now, given that score, given his price. And there's plenty of other defender rookies to start, but he's probably the one you have to get in.
Let's talk about a few other defender rookies as my buys this week as well. The Doggies defenders, just in general. Let's talk about them. Lockie Jacks and Michael Selwood, 84 and 70 points last week in opening round. Plus, you can throw in a forward that's a little bit more expensive in Connor Butterick, who dropped a ton in opening round.
Yep, get him in.
All three have made their way into my side as buys this week. So Doggies defenders are my buy.
Yep, Connor Butterick in for me. 105 points already. Locked in. Looked good. Took lots of kick-ins. And Bevo seems to love the attacking defenders. We questioned how many he could play. How many ball winners could he play back there? But turns out it's a lot. Connor Butterick in at flex for me. Like Tanner Bruin, he can make that money. And, the dogs shared around. So we saw good things. So in for my side as well. I like it. We love Bevo again.
One last little sneaky one for me. Now, I'm getting a bit excited with all these buys, I will admit.
A little.
Phantom, but Noah Anderson is a buy for me, which you might think, why is he a buy? He only just cracked a ton.
Jeez. 100. What's his price? What's his points?
I saw plenty though, Fan. I saw plenty. 1 goal 4 could have been a much bigger score. And then we're looking at West Coast and Richmond in his next 2. He's coming into my team as a potential captain option. In fact, basically a captain lock unless I nail this vice captain in round 1. So Noah Anderson's still a buy for me, and anyone that was on, he's a hold.
Jeez. Big call. So no day cost, but Noah Anderson.
He's in my
after
team.
100.
In my team at the moment. Let's get to our holds, Fan.
What do you got?
Am I kicking us off?
You are.
Colby McKercher is a hold for me. Lots of coaches are jumping off across the weekend. I've got Colby McKercher as a hold, obviously depending on if he gets in the team, but signs are suggesting that he will. Despite a finger injury, he's going to be fine. He's going to come into your team firing and drop a ton in round 1. You got to hold the faith with Colby McKercher at that price.
Don't mind it. I'm one of those coaches that have dropped him, but not because of Colby, more about what I had to bring in. I think for the balance of my team, to be able to get your Tanner Bruins, to be able to get your Connor Buttericks in, Colby's had to make way.
Yeah.
I still think great buying for 46K for what he can produce. So I don't mind that. One thing we do agree on. One thing a few might not agree with me on is holding Sam Darcy. Score in the 60s, 2 goals, 2, looked underdone. I think he'll be better for the run. Now, I'm backing my preseason research in. Back yourself in. You can listen here, Chief, because something you need to learn. You've done a lot of work, got up, done the work. Sam Darcy is in my top 2, 3 SuperCoach forwards for the year. He still is, despite that slow start. Could kick a couple of bags in the next couple of weeks. So I'm staying with Sam Darcy He'll be better for the run, and I like it if he becomes more of a pod because of people jumped off, because of the injury, because of that performance against the Suns. The bloke is still a freak. The bloke is still the same guy we're talking about being the best player in the competition. So, Sam Darcy, huge pod, hopefully. I'm holding.
That's a big call, to be honest, Van. Right. But bringing a lot of corn energy, dare I say, to this pod, saying, yeah, he's in your top two there, and you're holding the faith.
He's top 3, 4. We've been talking about it. I can't jump off now because
all this sort of stuff. Very Cornish of you.
Well, we know
love it.
The game is moving faster as well. We've talked on the main layer. Yeah. You said it yourself.
Could have some huge ceiling games for sure. You know what I'm holding firm with, and you would have heard this on the main show as well, Phantom. The dual premium ruck setup. Not falling for McAndrew at R2. I want an escape plan. I'm going with 2 premium rucks with McAndrew at the flex, and I think you should too.
This is I'll give you one. Mm-hmm. The worst call of the year.
Not going McAndrew.
Not going McAndrew. Spending $1.2 million on 2 premium rucks when we don't know how it's going to affect the top line scoring of the SuperCoach big men.
There's other options we could go, though, a bit cheaper. Maybe a Dante could emerge in the squad.
Worst call of the year.
I'm still holding firm with that
Worst call of the year.
Anyway, what's your hold?
Another horrible call by you. 5 names a bit different. We know he was fading Naz from a while back. Mm-hmm. You're now jumping on fading Naz. Jack Sinclair, number 1 SuperCoach defender in 2026.
Yep.
Well, I'm holding Naz.
Wow. Okay, that's a hot take.
Has he lost any ability to play footy? Yes, he was restricted in the second half by Collingwood. Harry Perriman, the Pies target him. It's still Nazai Wang in the mirror, the guy that tore shreds off opposition. You couldn't stop him, and I think he'll still be that player in 2026. Yes, he's expensive. I'm shedding some money elsewhere, and I get it. I know why you would if you need the cash, you need to balance it elsewhere. But Naz revenge game coming up in round 1.
Well, I've got Naz as a sell, Phantom. Naz is my sell. You can't score 63 in opening round and make it into my team. Obviously struggled a bit with the tag. That's coming his way just about every week. Now that Stephen King has come out and said maybe then they don't have a plan for Naz in round 1, but I'm calling his bluff. I don't see that happening at all. And Naz is a sell for me. I'm jumping across to Jack Sinclair, who's got the points in the bank. And I think that role is going to be juicy as well, Phantom.
We are going to look at this next preseason, the one after that, the one after that, the one after that, about when we talk about overreacting, about non-SuperCoach games.
Yeah.
This is it. Who else are you selling?
Let's see if I hold
Who else
firm
are you
with that.
selling?
I got a few.
Jumping off everyone.
Mid-price and cheaper options that we've been really keen on this preseason, but I'm selling Kitty Coleman, Harry Rouston, and a Joel Frazier. But the big one there, Kitty Coleman's scored a 60, looked okay, looked pretty good. Yep. I just think now we've got more options. It's probably less about believing in Kitty Coleman. I think he's a great player. It's more about what other options are available and how can we spend that cash elsewhere to get stuff like our nice second premium ruck in the team, Phantom. But Kitty Coleman for me, selling for now. Same as a Harry Rouston, scored a 60, looked okay, played low time on ground though. That's not what I want in my team either. And Joel Frazier, who was a big watch for us as a breakout candidate, only scored 50. Just doesn't look like it's going to happen this year playing a lot of midfield. Maybe it does at some point in the season, but not to start with. And after scoring a 50, you can't just go off that. I think he scored a 60 in the practice matches too. The scoring power's just not been on show, so we can't go there.
Getting bevoed a bit. I don't mind. I tend, I'm not going to argue against those 3. I am keeping Kitty Coleman myself, saw enough with how Brisbane used the footy, how they shared around the back half, short kicking. That suits Kitty to a T. They want to get him the footy moving past centre. But I'm holding firm. Mm-hmm. One I am jumping off.
Yep.
Holding Naz. I'm not jumping off this player. I think he's still probably, could he be the number 1 by the end of the year? Probably. Marcus Bontempelli. Coming out for me, 706K. I need to shed some money, and that is where I'm going to do it. Marcus Bontempelli to Nick Dacos, making 70 or 80K, allows me to get Tanner Bruin, allows me to get Connor Butterick in, make sure I've got all the right rookies. Sam Grewe, need to spend up the cash to get him in defence. I need to find some money. we saw him go forward. Yes, there was some reason. He was trying to negate the impact of what Josh Dunkley was doing to him from the opposition. Jordan Croft got injured. We know the target in the Bulldogs attack. I still think he'll be fine, but I'm happy to let that one go back in Nick Dacos against the Crows and target Bont in the 600Ks because 700 is a lot when you've got Naz and Brodie Grundy.
I think 5 names has constantly been telling us in the preseason, and it might have been word from the GOAT, Moreira's Magic as well, that I think there's some stat out there. The Bont's dropped 100K basically every season in the last few years because he is priced so highly to start the season. So history suggests that we will be able to get him cheaper at some point. And I would also have him as a sell had I not ever had him in my recent teams anyway. So that was buy, hold, sell, Phantom. Now it's time for a new segment. As we mentioned off the top, we are going to be answering lots of questions from our listeners. Now, we've come up with a name for this. And what is it, Phantom?
Ask me anything and get your answers at OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Could it be? Do you like it?
The mailbag. OnlyFans. All right. What have you got for us? You've put out a question to the listeners. Now, you are at the Phantom SC, and we're trying to get most of these through Instagram this season. So head over to at the Phantom SC on Instagram. Get your questions in. Phantom will put up a post, hopefully weekly, unless I have to nudge you for that, Fan.
Yep. Also on TikTok as well.
Okay. No more plugs.
Everywhere.
Just IG though for the questions. Let's get to what have we got this week?
Okay, a couple here from Troy. I'll ask you the first one. Haydn Young v Darcy Parish. Who can we trust more?
Oh, neither. I know. I think most of us have both. I would like to say Haydn Young as the more trustworthy one, mainly because I think he suits the new system, the new AFL kind of speed of ball movement system a little bit better. But in terms of actual role, I think Parish may end up playing more midfield than Young. So which way are you leaning? I'll go Haydn Young. I don't want to sit on the fence here. This is a questions we need to answer, and Fan. I'm going to go Haydn Young, more trustworthy, just a bit younger, even though they've had similar injury issues. Let's go Haydn Young for me.
Yep, Young for me. Both still, have to say a fair chance of breaking down at some point. Yeah. But I think we can trust Young more. Troy also asked, why don't you start Windsor over Coleman? A pointed question probably at me and my starting side. Says Coleman misses next week and looked underdone.
Yeah, so I mean, I had Coleman as a sell, as you just heard. I know you've still got him in your squad, and I agree. I think why not? Why not chuck Caleb Windsor in there, who seems to have. I mentioned Jack Steele as a buy. Caleb Windsor is another guy that could go in there. Trent Rivers another one. Who's going to be in that midfield? It has to be Cozzy in there as well. There's got to be points, though. That's the thing. There is points up for grabs in there. Windsor versus Coleman.
They might get beaten up a fair bit, these. Kitty, in a good side. We know what he can do at his best. I'm sticking with it.
Okay. I'd go, I'm going Windsor out of those two. I'd go Windsor.
All right. How about this for a combo? Ethan needs our help making a decision, a dilemma. Yep. Listen closely.
Okay.
Colby McKercher and Finn Callaghan, or Tom McCarthy and LDU.
All right. Should we break it down, Fan? What do you think each of them averages, and then go based off that? Let's go McKercher. What is the average?
I think McKercher and Callaghan, they both. So I think McKercher outdoes McCarthy. I think Callaghan outdoes LDU. McKercher 105, Callaghan 115.
Pretty simple then.
Yep, me. Yep. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah. McKercher, I think I've got McKercher in my team. I don't have Callaghan, but I know you do.
Yep.
I do think Callaghan's going to go amazing as well. It's just the 89 put me off in opening round, but it hasn't put you off. And as you said, the overreactions could be going way too far one way. So, yeah, Callaghan and McKercher easy for me. But I know 5 names big on LDU.
Yep. Harv Walsh says, is it worth looking at Zach Merritt?
I've had a sneaky look, but he's never made it into the squad. What do you think? I mean, he's coming up again. It'll be the Hawthorn revenge game in round 1 is going to be interesting to watch.
Who's he going to kick the ball to?
Well, that's it.
I just think there's enough options.
By the way, Zach's made a SuperCoach team himself this preseason, so shout out to Zach.
Do you have himself in there?
Can't remember in his latest version. I don't think he's ever put himself in. Have to check with that one. But he's been putting updates on his story on Instagram as his updates. And yeah, I think he was missing Lockie Blackiston from memory in his last one, which
jeez. No buy. Zach Merritt too. I still think might be still a bit of uncertainty. Speaking of Lockie Blackiston, I feel you almost have the answer to this question because you said it to me off air.
Mm-hmm.
Not to Cameron's question coming in, but just on off-topic conversation. It feels like there are too many amazing value picks this year. Who's the biggest trap? Asked Cameron.
Yeah, I did say this off air to you at the coffee break, having a coffee break over there. Yeah, Lockie Blackiston, I think. I've come around. It's funny, I think I tweeted out after one of his games, it doesn't feel like Sam de Koning. He's got the number one ruck role. He's looking good. The new rules help him. He's had decent numbers in the waffle in the past. I've come around to thinking about it. There's just no evidence that we know of that Nick Bryan's still not the guy there when he's healthy. He's still coming back at some point. And also, we're seeing stoppages down. We've seen, guys like Jared Witts and a few others score 70s and 50s and whatever across the weekend. Wasn't great ball use as well in some of the practice matches there. I'm just maybe like, is he maybe a 70 to 80 guy? And can I just get the value out of that, out of one of these rookies that have popped? So sure, for the sake of it, I'll say Blackiston could be the biggest trap.
Okay.
I also think if people are going to like a Harry Rouston or something like that, I think he's more of a trap because I just don't think he'll play enough time on ground.
Yep.
You?
I want to say Darcy Parish, but I'm not completely writing him off.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this one's for you as well. The thought that there's value in Trent Rivers' selection. Not going to make money, not going to be a top 8. For mine?
I'm all in on Trent Rivers. He's not moving from the squad.
Yep. Couple of good ones here. Who will be the best read this year? Harley or Murphy?
I think you want to answer. Well, you've been really strong on Harley lately. So
120. I'm shouting coffee on Monday if he doesn't score 120.
What are your thoughts then?
Harley. Well, and we love Murphy Reid, but
this year.
So Murphy Reid
and forever in
the coming years. But I think Harley.
Yeah, I'm Harley. He's got the role. Nothing is going against the fact that he's going to be probably West Coast number one midfield attendee this year, or if not, top 3.
Yep.
Murphy won't be in the top 3, will he?
Yep.
You've got Brayshaw, you've got Sarong, you've got Young. Maybe Luke Jackson is now inside midfielder all of a sudden. So Murph will have to be that. He'll have to get his scoring by being a high half forward that rolls into stoppage. We don't see those guys regularly push close to 100, which we think Harley hopefully can do.
Angus says Will Ashcroft or track.
I'll let you answer this one. Yeah.
Couple here on X at the Phantom SC. The Brown Dog says.
Let me ask you this one. Yep. I'm going to switch it up here. With Rob getting 52 hit-outs and 4 goals in the reserves on the weekend, any concerns about McAndrew's role as the number one ruck? Now, I'll throw this to you because he's your R2. It's a locked strategy for you there, Fan. No concerns.
No concerns. Not to start the year anyway.
This is exactly why I've got the parachute option, just anyone out there. Are we confident that Dante Vicentini from Michael gets a good crack to start the season as number one ruck?
Well, 5 names.
Yeah.
5 names likes it. Jordan Sweet.
The fact he's not in 5 names team, though, maybe that's one of those things that he's sitting on again.
Yep.
He was big on him early in the preseason.
Yeah. Probably can't just yet.
Sweet. Yeah, the price just isn't the same. You'd probably just want to go with strategy you guys have gone with McAndrew if you're going there. I don't hate it, though. His early schedule looks really good, Dante Vicentini. I've thought about it.
Supercoach Dog on X. Is Malcolm Rose a good rookie option? Has shown in the past he can have a spike scores and looks to have good job security. Answer the question. So if there's 68 Supercoach points in his first hit out as a Swan against the Blues, has scored okay when he was at the Suns at times when he could get a game. Slightly elevated price in the 140s or 150s.
Yep.
So we'll need to have one spike game or two to outdo your Dev Robertsons, your Leo Lombards and the like at 119K. But I don't mind as a pot option. What do you think?
Yeah, you spoke about it on the Rookie Bible as a viable kind of option, and he's got the 68 score already banked in his first opening round game. Looked pretty solid. Just small forwards we generally try to avoid if we can. But let's just wait and see. Hey, I'm probably not going to pay up when we've probably got a few cheaper options, hopefully, named in round one that I'd probably prefer.
Yep. Well, we are looking forward to the team sheets on Thursday night. One last comment here. Now, we will take comments, questions, anything you want to give us each week in OnlyFans. SB, have you found the delete team button yet?
Oh.
Now, this will reply to me.
Yep.
Bit harsh. Has he seen your team?
Well, I saw yours, and you know what? I'd probably be looking for the same button there, Fant.
Well, you're making me worried about Lockie Blackiston.
I might be just this is a classic Dossy round one overthink. The team's going to change 1,000 times before lockout again for me. And yeah, I overthink all these guys. I'm trying to avoid, I think, again, we were talking about this sort of off air. I'm trying to go as guns and rookies as I can this year. That's kind of where I've been leaning all off season. I don't want to get sort of caught into these guys that are 200 to 300 Ks that we've only seen a couple of times in the preseason, and we don't know if that role's actually going to hold.
Yep.
I'm happy to trade into a Blackiston if he dominates and a Caleb Windsor if he dominates. Think they'll be good. Not 100% convinced, Fan.
Yep. Well, that's it.
Yep.
Good, nice, straight to the point here. Giving the loyal Lair listeners, giving the people what they want. We're always on with Tab Chief. We are almost on for SuperCoach in 2026. Thursday night is almost here. Team sheets, Richmond Carlton, Essendon Hawthorn on Friday night. It's going to be big. We've finally made it. Plenty of content still to come across our websites, YouTube, social. Stay in contact. Stay in touch. We'll get through round one together.
Let's do it.